So he said, if the ear canal isn't compromised, once I've done the eardrum side of the operation, I can then see if I can get you some hearing back. And I said, oh, cool. So yeah, the day after we did the live podcast in person, I had the operation the next day, and operations are not fun, man.
How so?
Woke up in the morning and going, all I wanted was just a glass of Barney, man.
No, nil by mouth, mate. That's it.
I really wanted a glass of water the whole morning. I was like, I
never
just want a
wanted
glass of water. I was so dehydrated. Yeah, come like 10 o'clock, 10:15, I officially went under because I saw the clock on the wall saying inject the thing into your arm. That cold feeling when the anesthetic goes into your arm. Oh,
that's the
man.
last thing. It's the last thing that Michael Jackson felt. Think about that.
Oh, mate. Why you got to tell me that? Because the next time I have this operation, I'm going to be thinking that.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, I felt that in my arm. And then they put this mask in your face to like breathe it in, like it's oxygen. I'm like, this isn't oxygen. This is definitely something that's putting me under.
No, it's oxygen. Because when you... This is testing my knowledge now because I don't even understand.
It is. Don't fuck this up, doctor.
There's a triad of things you do to anesthetize somebody. So one is, I think, is analgesia, one is the muscle relaxant, and one is the actual anesthetic. Good, I remembered it. That's the triad. So first what they do is, or a part of it, they essentially paralyze all your muscles.
Yeah.
Right. So if you paralyze your muscles, you're not going to be breathing. You need muscles to breathe. When your chest wall expands, the only reason your ribcage moves is because you've got intercostal muscles. And when they contract, your chest wall moves, and therefore you get flow of oxygen, carbon dioxide. So by giving you that, you are paralyzed. Okay.
Yeah.
Which in the same way, when somebody goes to ITU and they're medically put into a coma, that's what we're doing. You're paralyzing you and then taking over the work of your body by machines. Right. So before you have that done, there would have been a period probably you had oxygenation as well. So they want to hyperoxygenate you. Right. So they get your levels super high, like really, really high. And then that happens. And then they have a period of they want to do before they oxygenate you again before they want to put the tube in. That's what they're giving to you. But the thing that goes in, the milk of magnesia, we call it propofol, the white stuff. That's the thing that makes you go, ooh, the sedative.
Hang on. That's the thing they inject into my arm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Because I could feel it cold in my arm. It wasn't fun. But the mask was definitely like some kind of thing to put me under, right? I'm not wrong in thinking that.
I think it's probably just oxygen. The propofol would have done the trick. Yeah, that's going to make you. Then it's something like you can say like count down from 20 to 1, or sometimes they don't say anything, and then that's what you're just under. Then they have this period of time where they have to get the tube in. That's like the most critical time.
How long is the time?
No, I mean that. I actually don't know, but it's a few minutes. The point is, if you don't get the tube in, then you've got somebody who's not breathing. You're having to do all the work of breathing.
Well, hang on. What's the purpose of the tube?
You can't breathe, man, when you're under general anesthetic. You're paralyzed. You didn't know this. You had a tube down your throat.
No, I just thought I was breathing. I was just asleep. That's it.
Yeah. So this is the tube, right? So we call this an ET tube, endotracheal tube. So when you're out, they open your mouth. They use something called laryngoscope, which is a light on it.
Yeah.
Right, and then shove this thing down your throat. Right, and then that attaches to your machine. Then the ventilator breathes for you. You're not breathing,
mate. I thought that my throat was violated because when I came around, my throat was hurting so much. I was like, mate, what the fuck, man?
Yeah. Breathing tube, man. Obviously, it's taken out before you wake up.
Yeah, obviously, yeah. But I was like, okay, this makes so much sense. So thank you for filling in a gap. So last thing I remember was that I remember waking up. There was a nurse who woke me up, and I was like. In and out of it for like about a good hour.
Yeah.
Like he woke me up a little bit. I looked around. I was like talking for a second. Literally. I woke up. I don't want to go to school today. Yeah. I was sitting there and I was like, I need some more sleep. Better sleep.
Taxpayers' money. Get out, mate.
Fuck off taxpayers' money, man. I was fucked. Genuinely fucked. So they wheeled me from there into another place that's for daycare.
Yeah.
And I'm looking around and just everyone is just fucked out their head. Everyone's everyone's like post anesthetic. So they're all like semi waking up, semi asleep. Yeah. And I woke up and I was feeling like, okay, I don't feel great. I took a picture. I sent it to you, obviously. And it looked like I had two black eyes. Right? I was fucked, man. And I had no memory of the messages that I sent to you guys. Like, I remember reading something, but I can't remember what I said or what I sent for like the first couple of hours. Got up, tried to go for a piss, nothing was happening.
You said you don't want to do the podcast anymore. You said that's it.
Yeah, of course I said that. I read back the messages, mate. That's not happening. That's not happening. So
okay.
yeah, I was reading everything a couple hours later, and I was like, oh, I don't remember any of this. I got up, went for a piss. I couldn't piss because nothing was coming out. I was like, all right, I'm very dehydrated. And the nurse says, "You hungry?"
What did the watch say?
Huh? I couldn't put it on.
Oh,
I couldn't put it on.
Oh man, that would have been interesting.
I couldn't put the fitness tracker on. I would have loved to put it on, but they said no, you can't have it.
The stag weekend?
Huh?
How did you feel compared to that?
Oh, worse, way worse, way worse.
Oh, you would have been like 0.5%, man.
Yeah, man, 100%. I was close to that. 100% close to 0.5%. Yeah. All right. So, it was weird. Tried to piss, wasn't happening. Nurse came around, gave me a sandwich, and said, "You need to eat." I was like, "Fine." My mouth was so dry, going. I bit the sandwich, and it was like I had like stodge in my mouth. It was just not moving. And I was like, what the hell's going on? Am I that dry in my mouth? And I tried to swallow it, and I was like, I can't swallow it.
It's not going down.
Nothing was happening. I had to like sit funny to try and force it down. I had like a bite. I was like, this is not enjoyable. Fuck this. The woman said, you need to be sick. And I said, no, I'm all right. And then I felt like I needed to keep being sick, and nothing was happening. So I said, okay, this is just not, it's just not happening. And it's fine. Eventually I got up, noticed I had this big bandage around my head. I was like, okay, fine. I'm thinking, all right, I need to text my dad and tell him to come and get me. I didn't know this, but you are allowed people to come in and be like a visitor to enter the hospital now, but they briefed you on the pre-op saying you can't. So I didn't think that they were able to. Anyway, so I told my dad, come and get me, came and got me, fine. Took me home. Second I got home, I was like, all right, I'm really dehydrated still. I need to keep drinking water. So I wanted some sweet, had some Ribena. Had a big glass of Ribena, and I was like, I need to be sick. Right. Ran to the toilet, put a fucking stool on the floor, and just sat there waiting to be sick. Nothing was happening. I was like, okay, fine. And I was still feeling drowsy at this point, and I'm like, when's this gonna go away? I have no idea. So I get up, have another glass of water, and I was like, John, it's coming now. Went to the bathroom, and I fucking threw my guts up about 4 times. And as soon as I threw it all up, I was like, I don't feel drowsy anymore. I feel completely fine. Now, what's that about? Explain that to me.
Nothing, as in you haven't vomited any of the sedatives out because they're in your bloodstream.
Yeah.
So it's just a bit of a placebo. But the things they give you to put you to sleep do make you nauseous.
I've never thrown up after being under general. Ever.
Okay.
It's the first time.
Normally, before you come around, because remember you got your cannula, they'll give you some antiemetic even before waking up.
Yeah.
To preempt that you're going to feel like that, and they normally give you painkillers as well to preempt. Okay, so you had a good vomit. Nothing came out, I presume. Was there anything to come out?
No, loads came out.
What was there to come out?
Loads of water.
Sandwich.
A little bit of the sandwich, but like liquid. It looked like gimma. I was like, I haven't had gimma in a while, but okay, cool.
That's a
just flushed
image, man.
Flushed a few times. I was like, there we go, happy days. And my dad, he walked in saying, yeah, I was like, yeah, I'm fine now.
Okay,
that's all he cared about. Yeah, fine. So that was Monday, all right. Tuesday, Tuesday I was fine. Wednesday, I took the bandage off. When I took the bandage off, I started getting like bad headache.
This is the bandage off your head?
Yeah, the bandage around my head, right? I started to get really bad headache in my ear. And I thought, okay, this is fine. It's normal. Then I couldn't stand up. And I was like, okay, this is potentially bad.
What happened when you tried to stand up, sorry?
I tried to stand up, and I'd lose my balance like immediately, and I need to fall back down. So each time I stood up, I had to stand up and hold on to something. Then I get my bearings and I could walk, but I was walking a bit like jaggedly. So I was thinking, okay, this isn't good. And
let me talking to yourself. This
isn't good. So, but the problem was, by the time I noticed how bad it got, it was like 3:30 on the Wednesday before Jubilee weekend. So I called the ENT department. I tried to talk to the nurse, and the nurse said, yeah, so you're
to ask about.
So they said, if you've got any problems after the operation, call the ward, and they'll advise you what to do next.
They always say that.
Said that on my discharge letter.
This worry is about the dizziness and standing.
This is about me being dizzy and feeling really nauseous, and I was like, this doesn't feel right because the pain was.
Were you
really
discharged
bad.
on any medication?
No. All they said was just normal painkillers. That's it. I said fine.
Okay.
So, yeah, I called them. The nurse said, well, your consultant secretary has gone for the day.
Your secretary, yeah.
My secretary. Your consultant secretary has gone for the day, and your consultant's in theatre, so he's not going to be able to respond to you. So yeah, you're probably going to have to go to A&E. I said, okay, fine. So I called 111. They then took
Why
me through
did you not ring me? Why is this first time I'm hearing about this? This is
because you're not an ENT specialist.
No, but your symptoms are not ENT symptoms. Dizziness, vomiting, nausea. I could have given you some stuff, man.
No, but the dizziness is apparently normal after the surgery. So when I read all the things I'm supposed to feel after the surgery, it said dizziness, nausea, headaches. All of that is normal. It's expected because you've had an ear operation. So I just thought this is normal, right? I just thought this is all fine.
Yeah.
But it was only when it got so severe that switched about like after lunchtime. It started getting really bad.
Severity of it. That was your concern, the severity.
That's when it started worrying me. So I was like, okay, this is bad. I don't have any painkillers for this, really. I do because
you're those people, man, that come to A&E. I'm just like, what is just no.
Complain about what?
Just no, not complain. I'm saying you're the type of those people, man, that come in. There's like, what's the problem? There's no problem here. Just sit in bed, rest. You'll be fine.
Okay,
smart. Or ring me and I'll give you a tablet.
Okay, smart ass. Let me finish your story and then I'm gonna make you eat those fucking words. Yeah. All right. Say.
No. Wait. Let me. I don't even know what happened, but let me just guess. Here's the thing. The problem is because you made it to hospital and you did a bit of choo-choo, they then medicalized your situation, right? And then they ended up giving you antibiotics and all this shit. Which had you been at home, go on.
Actually, doctor, no, they didn't. If you let me finish the fucking story,
just speed up. The whole podcast is not about your operation.
It is. I'm longing this out because I'm loving this because I caught you red-handed now for being a typical smart ass. Yeah. All right. So got to A&E. Eventually, I got to the urgent treatment center. They managed to get me a booking. Saw the GP, but the problem was though is that the GP said there's no one here for ENT to sort of check you over.
Yeah.
And he said, so I got to call a different hospital, ran them through my symptoms, and they said, look, he's just in pain normally, just give him more painkillers. So gave me stronger painkillers. And for that Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Jubilee weekend, I was just at home. I couldn't do much.
Were you zonked?
I wasn't zonked. I was just in so much pain that it wasn't pleasant. Like I had this really bad throbbing feeling in my ear.
What did you have? Painkiller?
So they gave me naproxen.
Oh, okay.
I said, okay, fine.
Cocodamol or anything?
Naproxen. I didn't want to take cocodamol because, and here's where you're going to laugh. If I have that, it really fucks up my stomach. So I was like, let's not make things worse than it, right? Because codeine severely constipates me. I was like, I'm not doing that. I said, I'd rather be in pain than take codeine.
Wow.
It gets that bad. So I was like, I'm not doing this. So yeah, took the painkillers, waited till the following Monday, eventually called the consultant secretary again. She said he's busy today. Well, you might want to come in the next day to the urgent treatment center. And then from there, they'll then push you down to ENT. So I got to the hospital for 11 on Tuesday morning and I was there till about 5. Eventually, I got put down to ENT at 4:00 because I was meant to go down at 2. The GP kept buzzing them to collect me. They didn't collect me. So I went down myself, kicked up a fuss. Eventually, I got seen by someone and they said, yeah, your ear is pretty infected. So you need antibiotics. And the problem that my mum and everyone had was they said they were worried it was an infection. They mentioned it to the GP at the urgent treatment center and he said, no, we're not going to give it. We're just going to give you some more painkillers. So they were worried that if they gave me antibiotics, regardless after the operation, just to stave off any infection, would have been okay, or I wouldn't have been as much pain. I finished them yesterday, and I feel okay now. I'm getting the packing and stuff that's taken out of the ear. So packing is basically like this level of, is it like anesthetic? It's put in the ear to sort of cover it and to keep everything clean and tidy,
sterile as possible.
Yeah. Just to give the eardrum like the best possible chance.
Yeah, a bit of a buffer.
Yeah, so I'm getting that taken out this Friday, so that'll be helpful. But yeah, it got infected. So no, they didn't medicalize it at all, and they just generalized it and said, yeah, you're fine.
Okay.
And then it got medicalized after I saw the ENT
specialist. Here's a point to make that general public really need to understand.
Yeah.
Medicine is, as much as you want to think it's a science, it's an art. And the reason why I say it's an art is we will treat and diagnose and do what we see, as in what's in front of us. That is not to say that medicine doesn't evolve. So what I mean by that is there are some patients I see, they can come in, I can examine the chest, it can be completely clear, no temperature, blood test fine. The same patient can then present the next day with crackles on the chest, raging fever, and white cells that are really high with sepsis. The first day, the call is made on what you see.
Yeah.
And so, because I get a lot of patients, they come through and go, "Oh, my GP missed this. Oh, my doctor missed this." It's like, that's not the story. It's not the whole story. We will do what we can based on what we see, but we can't cover for every eventuality every single time. The problem in your case is access to specialists is very difficult. And so
that's what I needed. I needed to see the specialist themselves.
If you saw the person doing the operation, if you had access to him, like this whole thing about call back, you're never ever going to get on the phone to a consultant ever.
No, of course not.
Like, I don't even know why they even say that. Like, the secretary is not going to do shit. Like, unless you know him and he said, "Look, you can email me," maybe he'll get back to you like kind of after work. But that's just not right. It's not practical. But they need to have a system where, because it's a big thing, man, post-operative complications and post-operative questions. They have like a everyday, almost like kind of you can rock up equivalent where specialties can see these types of people. Otherwise, it then falls to kind of the generalists, which are A&E staff and GPs, to kind of filter out what needs attention, what doesn't really need attention, because obviously lots of people come in lots of things.